Payne's cruiser. He just turned onto Riverbend Drive. He's sitting southbound on Riverbend Drive.
To 38 are coming in here. Where should I not go?
Officer Gale's vehicle in front of him. See the suspect vehicle in the distance. I'm gonna stop it right there. We'll pick it back up here in a second. So what did we see there? What did we hear? We heard silver vehicle right there. It's that silver vehicle. That's Officer Gale telling Officer Payne it's that vehicle down there. Officer Gale radios and says he's got a rifle. He's got a rifle. And what you're not going to see is Officer Gale's vehicle parked, pulled up next to his and slightly behind, is backing up and repositioning as he's relaying this information. Both officers at this point and their cruisers over the next several seconds are struck by the incoming rifle fire. In that initial volley that you heard, the suspect fired approximately 25 to 30 rounds at the officers and their cruisers. Officer Gale backs up. I don't know if you heard it and I can play it again, but Officer Gale backs up. He's trying to get Officer Payne in his vehicle, which you'll see when we play Officer Payne's body camera footage. He's trying to get him in the car, got the incoming shots, that initial volley of 25 to 30 shots. While Officer Gale is trying to get Officer Payne to get in the vehicle, the suspect starts shooting directly into the side of Officer Gale's vehicle. Officer Gale gets struck in the hand by gunfire, and fortunately he's able to drive himself out of that barrage of gunfire. As he's heading northbound, he's radioing active shooter over the radio. Officer Gale continues north to what essentially ended up being the staging area as officers were arriving in the area, and ultimately the command post was established up in that area. He met up with other officers and he's transported away from the scene. What you're gonna see when we play Officer Brent Payne's body camera footage is he's able to, he gets out of his vehicle, he starts to maneuver towards the back of his cruiser. His intent was to retrieve his patrol rifle. Never got the chance. While he is attempting to move away from his vehicle after he starts receiving incoming gunfire, he starts to move on foot north and east towards a wood line. What you'll see is the suspect fires an additional volley of approximately 30 rounds at both Officer Gale, his vehicle, striking his vehicle and shattering the back window, and Officer Payne as he continued to maneuver towards the wood line. Officer Payne did briefly return fire. He got a couple shots off with his service weapon. As he got closer to the wood line, he He fell in the grass, and ultimately he was struck both in the hip and in the lower arm. Despite his wounds, he was able to crawl into the wood line and radio for other officers for assistance. In the footage that we share with you today, obviously, we're going to provide as much as we comfortably can, being respectful to that situation. So what you will see is Officer Payne arriving in the area, some of that radio traffic again, him maneuvering out of his vehicle, behind his vehicle, and then as he's trying to maneuver towards the wood line, the suspect continuing to engage him in gunfire. So as Officer Gale is struck by, after he's struck by the gunfire and he is heading back northbound, another SUV pulls up to the scene. And that vehicle included Detective Shoemaker and Rodriguez, as well as Special Agent Thompson of the FBI. As they arrived in the area and we spoke with them, they observed and heard incoming gunfire and rounds striking the ground, traveling through the trees. This group of personnel fortunately was able to maneuver their SUV over to the area where Brett Payne had radioed that he had went down. Brett Payne did a phenomenal job with sharing enough information and guiding the responding officers, detectives, to his location. At that location, these personnel fortunately were able to provide immediate medical aid by putting a tourniquet on him, likely saving his life. They're there for a few minutes. As you can see up on the screen, it says 110 to 113. So they're there for a period of time trying to provide that medical aid, but then also look for that opportunity to safely extract Officer Brett Payne from the wood line. And fortunately, they're able to do that. They load him up in the back of this SUV and they transport him to Mercy Hospital.